So hello and welcome back to another video, and today we are finally here on the full version of MotoGP 25. Now before I do actually get into the video, just want to say a massive thank you to the guys over at Milestone for providing me with a copy of the game to be able to bring this content to you guys. Now if you've been around for a little while, you'll know that I was fortunate enough to be able to play the preview build of this game and make a couple of videos on that, which I really appreciated. And typically, when a new game comes out, I would just do my first impressions of the MotoGP class, and that would be the main video. But I've kind of already done that with the preview build, so if you want to go see that, check that out in the description below, or might put it on the screen somewhere here. But there were some things that we couldn't access, and one of those things was the new race-off modes. So that's what I thought I'd actually do on today's video. So you can see we've got flat track, motard, and mini bikes with the little overlays, and I'm going to do a little race on all three of them. And I think, to be honest, it's going to be absolutely tons of fun. I'll probably start off with the flat track, and then obviously the motard and the mini bike are going to be a bit more similar, being probably on the, I think, the same circuits by the looks of the trailer. So obviously the flat track is going to be the most different one. So we'll start off with that, and let's see who we can actually play as. I think it is just all of the MotoGP riders. So who to play as when it comes to the actual flat tracking stuff? I think we've got to go for a member of the VR46 Academy. Those guys are probably, well, they're doing that flat track every day at Valentino Rossi's ranch. So who should I go as? You know what? I'm actually going to go for Morbidelli, because in real life at the moment, he is on an absolute purple patch of his career. Obviously, aside from 2020, where obviously he was really in his purple patch. But ever since that, never really been there. And honestly, he's really impressed me so far this year. And it goes with the VR46 theme. So we've only got two tracks to pick from here. We've got Borgo Casale, or Borgo Casale, and Motard. Now, I mean, I don't know if these tracks are real. If they are, do let me know in the comments below. But I guess since we've gone for that VR46 theme, we'll go for the Italian track. So without any further ado, let's get down onto the track, into the dirt, and go a little bit outside of my comfort zone. So here we go then. Alex Marquez on the pole. We've got Bagnaia alongside him. We've got Miller as well. I think that's Viñales, Agora. Who else? Chantra, Bezecchi, I think that's Martin as well. So here we are then. Right from the back of the grid, waiting for the lights to go out here. We've got Aldeguer just ahead of us, and Brad Binder by the looks of it. Here we go. We've got the racing line on, apparently. I don't really want that, but, oh, okay. So you can see immediately we are getting some new animations, of course, as you would expect. The leg coming off the bike, obviously, as they do in the flat track stuff. We made up quite a few spots already. I'm just smashing into the back of Oliveira. Sorry, Oliveira. Sorry, Chantra. We're having a bit of a bumper run here. We've almost high-sided off the side of the bike, but yeah, it looks like the AI props are a little bit too low. Obviously, I've got them on adaptive, so hopefully they'll get a bit quicker as we go through the laps. I really want to see if I can turn off this racing line, because it's annoying me a little bit. Oh, as we almost crashed there, go right outside of my Agora. Right, I managed to disable that now, so we've not got the racing line anymore. So next target then is Maverick Viñales. Then it's Jack Miller ahead of him. So I thought I saw Martin, but I guess I was mistaken. Maybe it's Bezecchi I saw further back on the grid or something. And then it's Alex Marquez leading the way here. Can we try and force our way? We're not going to get the inside of Maverick Viñales into this corner. If we try and go around the outside of Maverick Viñales. Oh, again, almost the high side. It really seems to save you quite a bit. I mean, look how much is coming out here. Obviously, there's no touch control of these bikes. So we've got the inside of Viñales and of Miller at the same time. And we're really almost off the bike there. I mean, these seem pretty hard to crash. I'm not going to lie. Look at that. I mean, there we go. I've really grabbed the handful of the throttle. We've got no assists on, by the way, here, guys. We are on the pro physics setting, so not the arcade. And it does seem like these flat track bikes are pretty difficult to sort of make a mistake on or throw yourself off. I mean, I'm almost trying to crash there through that corner, so it's absolutely wanged on the throttle. And we know notoriously a lot of riders actually get injured doing the sort of flat track style training. And at the moment, seems pretty tricky to look at that. It's got so far out. Come on, just try and do a slide. But it just sort of comes back in line. So it looks like you're pretty much programmed to not be able to hide off the side of the bike, which is unfortunate. And in all of that, I'm trying to throw myself off, and we're still not really losing much time to Bagnaia. I guess that will be the adaptive I won't have kicked our way in yet. But we'll see. Can we try and find our way past Pecca? Well, that was a... Okay, there was a mistake there, to be fair. I did blow the corner. But it does seem like the flat track stuff is pretty easy. Obviously, the AI level will dictate it a bit more. So it looks like you probably can't crash too much. I guess because you're not really trail braking on a flat track bike. Remember, I remember a lot of the flat track stuff was pretty easy in Valentino Rossi, the game. I mean, again, like I said, it's getting on for a decade ago, which is crazy to think about. the 2016 that game came out, or 2025 now. And okay, that was almost our eyesight there, to be fair, from Franco Morbidelli. Can we actually tuck in here on these bikes? It doesn't look like we can. Obviously, I know there's no screen to get in behind, but you know, still against that air, that wind resistance should be able to sort of maybe tuck yourself down. But I guess maybe the actual control over the bike on the straights is just a bit more important. Oh, we've just clattered into the side of our mate there, Pekka Bagnaia. And we have done an absolute bumper run there, so apologies, guys. But, yeah, not used to the flat track physics. I do wonder how similar this is to the Supercross and MXGP games in terms of the handling. You would have think they'd take some elements from that. Obviously, flat track is a very different discipline, but it is a sort of MX bikes on the dirt, so you would think that some of the physics would be carried over. But, of course, the actual way you ride them is fairly different. As we're now looking for a way past Alex Marquez. Are we going to be able to get at the inside of him again? A bit more contact. You know what? We're gonna let Alex keep that one because, well, I've basically rammed through everybody here, and we've still got like 2 laps to go, and I kind of want to make it some way interesting as we almost high-tide ourselves off the bike once again there. And can we get the run? Are we going to go up the inside of Alex into this sort of penultimate turn? Bit of a corner cut there. I guess. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. Can you corner cut? Where is Alex gone? He's there. Seems like the AI really struggling as I've forced my way past them. It looks like at least they're pretty well trained around here. They're not making mistakes or anything, which you do typically see at the Grand Prix tracks where they'll just have corners where they're broken completely. I mean, to be fair, there's been 2 tracks there to get trained for, so I suppose it probably wasn't too bad to do. But even still, we are now being attacked by Bagnaia once again, so all this messing around behind Alex Marquez. Oh, look at that. The bike was proper out of line there. Proper out of line. And can we try and find... Still trying to find our way past Alex Marquez. I think I'm just going to probably send it on him in the end. So we've already passed him once, but we've still let him back through with the contact. I'm wondering here, as we literally just rode past him without even trying that, I'm wondering if we should probably just put the difficulty on like 100 or something for the next one, because it looks like it's probably picked a really, really low difficulty for the actual flat track. But I think I'll just be quiet now and let you listen to the bike sounds, because we've got a pretty healthy lead here. I don't see us losing it. Sounds pretty decent to me, to be fair. I mean, I couldn't say for sure exactly what these bikes sound like, because obviously I don't know what bikes they're actually meant to be. But yeah, sounds like pretty much any kind of MX bike that I've heard before. As we are now rounding the final few corners here, we are going to win this, I don't really know what to call it, this flat track race here as Franco Morbidelli. We kind of blew the last corner a little bit, because on the minimap we had a pretty big lead. So up towards the line there, Morbidelli takes his first win of the 2025 season. So we jump back to the menu for the Motards now, and to be honest, it looked like the same bikes, but it's just with obviously slick tyres now instead of the dirt tyres that we're using previously. If you look at the track selection, it is the same. It seems to be just the same layout, but just tarmac instead of mud. So I'm going to guess that they're not real, but we'll go with the other one this time. We'll go with Motard. And then probably, I guess, for the mini bikes, we will go for the first one once again. I'll go off the adaptive AI. It put itself on 65, I guess, by the looks of it. So we'll whack that pretty substantially up. I'll whack that up to 100. We'll see how we get on with that. I might get gapped in this one. It's always tricky when you're first trying the new game because you're going to just be slow. Also, it's on bikes that are not what I'm familiar with. Obviously, I'm used to run the Grand Prix bikes, so we'll be always a little bit different on these Motards. So it seems it really loves to put Alex Marquez in these cutscenes. Of course, this time we are Acosta, and we're actually chatting away to Fabio Quartararo and, obviously, like I just said, Alex Marquez. So, again, we will just get this one started. Looks like very, very similar format. I guess maybe it picks 1-2 on the grid, because you can see... Okay, that was a little bit weird with that camera angle there. Went through the barrier, but you can see Quartararo is on pole position with Alex Marquez alongside him. So here we go then from the back of the grid. Can we try and win this one? I think it's going to be a little bit trickier with the AI now on a bit of a higher setting, but go, go, go. We go down towards turn 1. Obviously, the physics are going to be pretty different to what we've just ridden. Again, though, it feels like grip is pretty plentiful as we go through the first few corners. We've just punted Alex into the way. You heard the wheel spin there. Well, you might have done the wheel to absolutely screech as we slide across the circuit. Obviously, that is the secret. That's the way you ride these Motards. And that's kind of why I went for Acosta, because he is really, really good at this kind of thing. You see, he does it on his sort of his CBR road bike. Obviously, if I was going to pick anyone, I'd pick Diogo Moreira, but you can't. Obviously, there's an MotoGP rider to pick from. does seem like we are getting left behind a little bit as Alex Rins has fought his way back past us. So on this occasion, we might have gone the other way with the AI too high. But to be fair, we are just trying these out, so it's nothing too competitive, doesn't matter too much. And I 100% am going to make mistakes to cut the corners. It does still seem like, though, you can't get penalties for cutting the corners. I might actually take a chunk out of one of them, because I meant to do it in the previous race to see kind of what happens. But I totally forgot. I'm 4.7 seconds behind Quartararo already, so yeah, we're absolutely struggling here. And the front end is starting to go there. Zarco found his way at the inside of us. Are we going to get back past the Frenchman? And we've actually had a collision, and down we go. So you can crash these ones. I mean, to be fair, I think you probably could crash the other ones with the collision as well, but obviously we didn't really have that harder one. And that time I really just barreled it to the side of Zarco. Again, guys, I'm just trying to try out this stuff, see what it's like. So I did kind of send it on him on purpose, just kind of see what would happen. Let's see if we can cut this. Well, that's about the best apex I've done the entire race. I tried to actually cut the corner. Definitely will be to the difficulty down a little bit. 65 on the previous one was too low. 100 here is clearly too high. So to find some middle ground, maybe like 80 or something like that. But yeah, it seems you could definitely go on the blue. It's cut right on the inside of the blue here. Yeah, obviously no MotoGP stewards. Whoa, that was nearly a crash. I dipped a wheel on the grass there. Again, I think I'll do what I did in the previous race, and I'll just shut up for a little bit so you can hear the sound of the bikes, hear the sound of the tyres squealing, because that does sound really, really cool. I think I'm getting... Oh, okay. I was just about to say I think I'm getting into a little bit of a rhythm with them, but someone has slept so there. So 23 seconds off race leader Fabio Quartararo here. So I have been absolutely smoked, because you can see even the last guys have absolutely pulled on me, which does show that the AI props are going to be pretty strong in at least this mode. I mean, again, I'm going to be pretty far off, and this really doesn't suit my way of riding. I do not like the rear moving around on corner entry, which is what these bikes are entirely about. I've just cut the corner again. Apologies, guys. Although the game lets you get away with it anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm going to definitely check the settings, but I'm pretty sure the penalties are on. There we go then. It's going to be last place at 25 seconds off the race leader. So actually, it does seem like the layout is different. Yeah, you can see actually the dirt track is on the inside. So my mistake. I thought, judging by the screenshot, it looked like the same layout with just tarmac laid over, but no, it does look like there is actually a dirt bike path in the middle. And this side, you've probably figured out that we are playing as Alex Marquez, because he's been right at the front in every single race we've done. Looks like almost like the Ovale has wings on it, which is really weird. I don't think they do in real life, right? So yeah, a little bit strange. There we go then. Everyone has got wings on, so it's actually... Yeah, so I was right. It is one turn on the grid that you end up talking to, because Chantra's on the pole with Marini in second place. An interesting grid. Morbidelli in third place, so no Bagnaia towards the front. So I wonder if it does depend on who you pick. But the lights are on there. Wait till it's right here for this mini bikes Ovale race. And we've absolutely nailed the start there. As we go down towards turn one, that looks like a pit lane entry on the inside, so we'll make sure we don't go into that. We hold a tight line. I was absolutely revving out first gear there, and we've already hit the deck. We've had contact with Jorge Martin, and down we go. We try to rejoin. I don't know where it put me there. Maybe that's the what that was for, just to put you there if you crash. So this time, I'm actually using 80% AI, so we'll see how we get on with that one. Doesn't look like it so far that we are losing touch with Agora, although maybe it's pulling on me a little bit now as we go through this section. And we are closing right to Bastianini. I thought it was going to career to the back, but we've got onto the grass. It's actually fine. The pace seems to be pretty good through there. Obviously, again, I guess the AI probably a little bit slower in this race. We've yo-yoed quite a bit in this video between difficulty. We went on adaptive first, which seemed to set itself to 65%. We've then gone on 100%. I was way too high. And we're now on 80%. And so far, pace actually does seem pretty comparable, at least to the guys at the back. So it's probably about right, because it wasn't a great first up. Actually, yeah, the AI trade pretty well for these modes. I said that in the first race. It did seem like they weren't making mistakes. And then we've completely messed up that corner. And I've got into the barrier. Look, I'm not going around the back for 2 races out of the 3, so we've decided to restart this one. So the lights are on, wait till the guy lights out, and away we go. And this time, once again, we've had a really good start. As we go down towards Selma, we're going to squeeze our way out the inside of Miguel Oliveira. Just got to be careful we don't have contact with anybody. Well, we still have had a little bit there, but nothing too major. Jorge Martin ahead of us. The bikes change direction so weirdly. And actually, we've come out in a pretty decent position there. 6th place. So Martin ahead of us. Try not to hit him this time like we did in the first race. Then we've got Jack Miller ahead of him, although Martin just absolutely punted Miller out the way. Are we going to get our way past Jack Miller? I think we are. A little bit of contact with Jack. He's going to have the inside though for this corner, where we obviously kept making mistakes in the previous race. Seems like I've not learnt my lesson. And Miller still the inside. Contact with Miller again. That was a really bit of a weird, janky collision there. Oh, I've had to pick the bike up a little bit. Obviously, the physics on this are like nothing I've ever played. I've never played mini bikes in any kind of game. Maybe I did a couple of laps in TDR once, which I don't think really counts, does it? But anyway, we are up to 6th place. We are one lap into this 5-lap race. And we've still got Jack Miller ahead of us, but it looks like he probably is gapping us. But it does seem like the AI are quite well balanced for me here, I think, on this particular mode, on this configuration. So if I do any of these in the future, perhaps this is what I'll set it as. And wow, sorry Jack, I absolutely punted him out of the way. So he's just got punted basically at that corner 2 laps in a row, because Martin did the same thing to him on lap 1. And we're trying to now go around the outside of Martin. We've not been able to do it. We're going to maybe get the switch back on him though. Well, I'm just going to go all over the blue, because apparently you can. Dirty riding confirmed, but this is trading, right? There's nothing on the line here. We can do basically whatever we want. And you know what, I'm training to go all over the green in the track limits. I want to pick up as many long laps as possible. I know I'm not funny, guys, don't worry. As we go through the final chicane, that is actually quite a fun little section of this track. I mean, to be fair, these tracks are pretty good. I'd actually be interested to see what these tracks would be like on bigger bikes at some point in the future. What is happening in front here? I think Chantra is in contact with Franco Morbidelli, and we've managed to take advantage. So now we got past Martin and that melee as well. It seemed like they kind of all got caught up behind and that whatever incident happened there. I don't know if there's is there a replay mode in this? We can have a look at that. There is a replay mode, so let's go and have a look what happened with those guys, because I did not catch it at all. I was too busy focusing on the guys that I was battling, and I somehow fast forwarded past it. Well done me. We're on board with some Chantra here. He goes a little bit wide through turn 1. That's Morbidelli just squeezed at the inside. Morbidelli kind of hits into him. It looks like the hitboxes are a little bit broken here. And kind of what happened to me on that first lap where I struggled to change direction. That's what seems to happen to Chantra, whereas you see Morbidelli, he's folded the front on that bike, so he cannot change direction at all. So that's why he was going towards the grass. And I think Chantra, I don't think he's actually folded the front here, but that's an interesting camera angle. I suppose that's the thing, they get to play with different camera angles with these bikes, because they're not actually real GP things. Let's have a look at the front end. His front is folded the other way, pretty much, yeah. So his front wheel's not going in the direction of travel, so he's just done a bit of a slide into here. And that's what's allowed Luca Marini to take full advantage and get his way up into the lead. And I've come back from the flashback not too well there, I must admit. But here we go. We are within a potential chance of winning here, which I didn't expect, because I was kind of expecting after that first, obviously, race that I restarted, that we had pace for the guys at the back, so we'd probably be scrapping over the last few spots, but just be able to hang in there. But it does seem like once you get into the group, my pace actually is not too bad, and obviously I'm just going to keep getting better and better as well. And obviously I'm still learning the track. As we close up on Marini, I really had a good run on him there, but because he was there, he was able to just stay ahead because I couldn't take the lot. Well, I wanted to carry the speed through basically, but I've had to rode through him. And to be honest, I think I've rode through enough people in this video so far, don't you think, guys? There we go. That's what I wanted to do on the last lap. We've got the run here on Luca Marini as we go down towards turn 1 this final lap. There's contact. Marini puts us out the way, and he sends me over to the wall. No, Luca, come on, man. We're going to rejoin the circuit. What place are we in? We're actually in 10th place here. We're just behind Iagora. We're going to try and force our way through. But, it's a shame. We were on course there to win. We had contact with Luca Marini. To be fair, I probably turned in on him. I'll have to watch the footage back, but I kind of tried to sweep across the front of him, and obviously we do not have that kind of speed to be able to probably do that. So that's probably on me, to be fair. But the collisions do seem a little bit strange in this class. Wow, that was an absolutely perfect example there, that we kind of got stuck on each other a little bit, myself and Iagora there. So yeah, definitely a couple of weird bits, but honestly, really, really fun. But again, I haven't noticed it, well, I haven't really mentioned it like I did in the other classes, but the grip again is very, very high, and it does feel like you'd struggle to fall off by just losing the front or the rear. But there we go then, 9th place after the contact with Luca Marini. But there you go then, that's a quick little overview of the race-off mode. Riding wasn't great, I know that. I'm sure there'll be probably some comments pointing that out, but hey look, I was just jumping in, giving it a try, want to see what it was all about. I'm sure if it actually comes to my career mode, I'll take it a bit more seriously. Really, really enjoyed it, but it does seem like their bikes are pretty easy to ride. Obviously the AI were smoking me. My pace probably wasn't too good, but it did seem like they were well, I tried to crash the flat track bike, for example, and couldn't really do it. The Supermoto didn't really feel like I could crash that without contact, and the same here, really. And it seemed like the flat track bike, even with contact, the contact wasn't that severe because you were going quite slow. So, yeah, I guess it remains to be seen when we actually get properly stuck into it with career mode, but enjoyable, and I think it'll be some carnage online, so I think you can play it online. I think that will be, that'd be interesting. Probably do some streams or videos on it at some point, so let me know in the comments below, guys, if you want to see that. Like I did say at the start of the video, if you want to see the MotoGP bikes sort of first impression, I'll leave a link to the version of that video I did for the preview build. I didn't really feel like it was worth making the same video again. I know obviously that there will be some changes between the preview build and the final version, but I think a lot of physics stuff will probably going to be pretty similar. Probably wasn't going to be too changed, so it wouldn't really have been a completely raw first impression. Once again, massive thank you to the guys over at Milestone for providing me with a copy of the game to make some content for you guys. I really appreciate it, and of course that access to the earlier mentioned preview build. I do have a video coming out tomorrow showing off all the stuff you guys were asking for. I intended to make that for the preview build, if you do remember, but unfortunately I waited too long for the comments to come in, and I didn't have access to it anymore, so that'll be coming tomorrow. So if you're new to the channel, please do like the video and subscribe to stick around to see that one. But I hope you do enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you for that next video.